So different. Anyway.
Recording?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what am I? There's my Google list. But it'll pop up every like 20 minutes, and I'll probably have to switch it off and switch it back on.
What do you think's causing that?
That's just because I don't pay for that app. Not yet.
Gotcha. Not yet.
Which
that's the
yeah,
the audio, the all-in-one kind of thing you're talking about. Nice. Oh shit! Well, now that I know we're recording, recording. Welcome back to J Cannon and D Bag.
D Bag
with another video.
D Bag.
D Bag. Let's try to think of all my college nicknames.
I just remember Leslie always calling you Dave Mo. She was just like, "Hey, Dave Mo."
Dave Mo. That was a good one for a while. Yeah, I had Dave Mo for a while. And then when I started doing like theater, and hanging out with a bunch of theater kids, that's when I eventually got Dave Bag, because we were all like, it was at the time it was really popular to call each other douchebags.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I guess we kind of felt bad saying it like out in public, like around like older people. Mm-hmm. So, you know, because I remember us catching ourselves a couple times, be like, don't be a D-bag. And we'd say D-bag instead of douchebag, because the word douche sounded really gross to say. And one day I made a snarky comment to one of my theater buddies, and he was just like, "Man, you are such a D-bag." And then his eyes lit up and he goes, "You are a D-bag. You're a Dave bag." And then that stuck, and I've used it for all of my, like, most of my like personal gaming handles and stuff like that ever since.
That's funny.
Yeah. I had a bunch of nicknames over the years. My nickname was 3 when I first moved to.
I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was trying to hatch it.
Ask.
I think that's muscle memory of hatching eggs in these games. I'm just like, let me hatch those eggs. So. Oh God.
But yeah, when I moved to Kentucky, one of the first, I think it was like the first week of the classes, we had a social studies quiz, and the bonus question was, how many counties are in Kentucky? And the kid in front of me was like, hurry up and pass up your test. And I was like, I don't know the answer to this, but teachers always tell you, even if you don't know the answer, put something down, because if you don't put an answer down, you're automatically going to get it wrong. But if you put something down, there's at least a chance you might possibly be correct. So I put down 3, and the kid in front of me saw 3 and was like, 3? And I was like, dude, I don't know what a county is. Like, I'm from Mississippi. I've never heard of counties. Like, plus this was middle school. And so they must have just had like a segment or like a class where they talked about counties. And but anyway, so I walk into homeroom the next day, and the kid had told everybody. So everybody just, like, as soon as 3. I walk in, they're like, 3.
Yeah, I think 4th grade is when I had state history. Like, we had a workbook that we had to work through, and there was a crossword puzzle, and there's 120 counties as far as I can remember.
Trust me. I absolutely will never forget that for the rest of my life.
I remember we couldn't find, I don't remember what county it was, but there was one county we couldn't find in that crossword, and we just turned it in, and we got full credit for it. Like, they didn't check any of that. But yeah, I just remember we stayed up all night looking for those letters.
Dang. Dude, another thing about this remake that I love so much is the XP bar. Everything is so well designed. Like, all the art assets, everything looks so freaking good. Like you said, instead of using like hard black outlines, they're using like different shades of like the main color of the Pokemon, but like that EXP bar that like fills up. It's like, it's almost like a checkered bar, or like it has like those little segments, and it fills up with blue. There's so many things about this game that I loved when it came out.
they were kind of giving in the 30th anniversary video when at the very end when they were showing Pikachu, I guess on the island resort that they were at, like that was one of the old concept arts they used to promote, I think, Gen 3. Like just the way it was shaped. I can't describe it. I'll have to send it to you. But
yeah, you have to pull them up side by side or something.
I don't know if this one has it. Oh yeah, this is where I needed to go, but I don't think this shows it, just because it's the different one. Did I get up? Yeah. I know Pikachu's in my decks. I've caught it, so just show me Pikachu. But kind of like if a real mouse was kind of peering up on its back feet, looking at, just being like, oh, what's going on? What's that? But, I was trying to get some of these guys. This thing is, I'm probably going to do the Nugget bridge trick to get all kinds of money. Like, just because I got the magic card just because I always get the magic card thinking I'm going to level it up, but you have to get to level 20 before you can even do anything, pretty much.
Right.
But
well, I think at level 15 he finally gets tackle.
Oh yeah, he gets tackle.
You can go and wail on some, like, if I remember correctly. But
yeah,
I think that was the struggle, is especially if you don't have XP share, you have to like have him first in your party. Immediately pull him and throw out a stronger Pokemon to share the XP manually.
I've got to be real careful. I've been where I tend to just button mash when I'm waiting in menus and stuff. I often hit the reset because it's right. All I have to do is hit all four face buttons and it'll reset. Like it's so easy. It's so easy to do it accidentally. Like I can just sit there and.
Is that intentional? Like
that's just because X is start and then Y is select listed there. You can I can go into I can go in here and turn it off, but then when I have to go and turn it back on. But
I see what you're saying, because X pulls up the. But I don't know why it resets if you're not, because you can only.
What's AB start select is the soft reset in this game.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know if they intentionally.
The other weird thing is, or at least it was, when you go to button mode and you go to LR. Maybe it wasn't this one. One of these screws up. I can't remember which one it is. Maybe it's the other one. But it screws up your D-pad. Let me see if I can. So if it's this one here. So I'm hitting left on the D-pad and it's hitting select.
Interesting.
And then I'm hitting down. Nothing. Right is nothing. Up is start. So
I would assume that L would be like left shoulder, not left direction. But maybe it is left direction.
Well, this is left direction on the D-pad, and it's doing select. And the only way.
Sorry, it said L equals A. Never mind.
Yeah, because it's supposed to.
That is very strange.
It's supposed to be like this, so I can hit L, and without having to use my right hand, I could do everything with that. But I don't know. Oh, it mapped. Yeah, this is a one-handed deal. Maybe that's what it. That's exactly what it is. That's 100%, because if I play with one hand, there's my select, there's my start. I move around, and then let's see.
Wow.
There's A button, and then now I'm hitting. Now I'm hitting L2, and it's B.
Damn.
So you could play with That's so. I wondered why they did that, and it was on purpose.
Huh. You said tinker around with the buttons to see.
I get confused though. I often use the D-pad.
More old school like that.
Yeah. I forget which Pokemon the rival leads with, but we'll just roll with it and see what happens.
I'm gonna have to play this game again. This is so beautiful. I've been wanting to play some Game Boy Advance games on NSO. Well, I have been. I've been playing. I mean, they're remakes, but I've been playing the Super Mario Advance series. Like I played through Super Mario Bros. 3 Advance, and man, the art is just beautiful on the Game Boy Advance. And this game is no exception. I'm gonna probably play through Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission pretty soon as well. I like playing through those games.
Yeah, they're so great.
They are amazing. They're beautiful. Again, gorgeous art and amazing games.
Yeah. Finally, I get a Thundershock off. It's just not gonna kill it. I don't have any potions. But yeah, I really enjoyed, like, I enjoyed everything I saw on the 30th anniversary. Obviously, like it's all cool. I really thought that it was going to be a little Game Boy, but even though it's a musical thing, that's still pretty cool. But I don't think it's $70 cool.
Yeah, I was seeing something different when it first got reported. I could have sworn that they said it was $50. It was like, anyway, I don't know where I saw that, but anyway, yeah, $70 is ridiculous. I mean, I know it's a lot of plastic, and there's 45 cartridges, which again, it's like that's a little bit crazy. They definitely made it for a nostalgic, like Pokemon, cash grab. And sure, it's collectible. The box is beautiful because it's got the original, Ken Sugimori, watercolor art of the original Pokemon, which that's a big reason why I wanted it too. It's a nice display piece. But I also heard that they sold out online immediately because they're going to get reposted on eBay for $200.
Yep.
So, which is a bummer because I kind of wanted one, but I might have picked one up for $50. But
I probably would have got one for $50. Yeah.
It's definitely neat. It's a neat little thing. You just pop the cartridge in. And
Well, later, Mankey. Maybe I'll be faster.
Challenge.
Oh no. Yep, feeling. Yeah, I'm faster. Hopefully they'll kill it. Nope. Do a defense curl. Oh. Okay, whatever. I don't even know if I have. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if I have any revives. I don't know if you get very many around this time anyway. I thought it was cool when they did the Pokemon Masters X or whatever it's called. They had the pixelated red. That was tight. You see that? It's like another champion you can select, and it's red, but it's like the old watercolor art and everything.
Yeah, I did see that, and I was sitting there thinking, man, why don't they get a company to do a spin-off game, or even if they do another remake of Gen 1, which they need to stop doing remakes. We need remakes of Gen 2 and on. But they showed Red like walking like towards the camera, and it was the old watercolor art. I would love a game, even if it was like an artistic, like Paper Mario cutout style Pokemon game. That would be amazing. Make the next whatchamacallit, Mystery Dungeon Explorers or whatever it's called, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Make the next one and like cut out like watercolor art.
Oh, that'd be
throwback.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It'd be beautiful.
I figured we would see something else from that, but I thought that the Legend series was going to kind of take place or take the place of those Ranger series, because that was more of a physical kind of thing than it is just being a trainer. But maybe they'll do them both, because Legends is that's probably my favorite time I've had playing Pokemon, other than nostalgic stuff like this. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're trying to appeal to everybody all the time, but I really wish that they would focus on whichever one they're going to pick, but focus on one series and be like, okay, this is the series that we're going to, we're going to cater to like everybody, like, try to scoop up everybody all at once. And that obviously, like, sometimes doesn't work with some kids and also doesn't work with some adults sometimes, but I wish they would pick that category and then pick another game series and be like, this is strictly targeted towards like our older Pokemon fans, and like it has more substance. Like we were talking about the Legends games and having more story and making them like meatier, because the gameplay is really fun. It's like, okay, just make me care about these characters, make me care about the story, like give it some actual breadth, like not just a fun, play mechanic. But
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, they'll probably, if they keep up with the Legend series, and I think they've seen some success in that, especially because it's also a nice little way to test out, certain mechanics that they want to, try to implement for the main series.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too. Like every kind of I was still considered like a side of adventure, like the ZA game or ZA and then Legends. Like a lot of they just have different things, and then all those different games have different different mechanics, like you said, and then they just all get mashed together. They do the same thing with Zelda.
Right.
Let me turn my headphones back on. I don't know what happened to my headphones there.
I heard myself.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, everything should be back to normal.
Huh. Pokemon Center only has one period.
Does it?
It's like P dot and then a C, and they didn't have room for the other
PC.
Period.
Apparently, you can do a few of the mythical stuff. Like you can get Ho-Oh, Deoxys, and Lugia. Like when you beat the game, you get those tickets or whatever they're called.
Oh, in this one?
Yeah. Or at least that's what the internet has said.
Okay.
Right, let me save. But yeah, the nugget trick is what you do. You go through this and you get to the last guy, and then you once you beat all these, you go and replace your first Pokemon with just something that's going to die instantly, and then you'll just keep blacking out. So he gives you the nugget, and then you can save, and then you keep the nugget, and then when you respawn, you keep the nugget, and he can continue to give you nuggets. If that makes sense. My words ain't working right now.
No, I follow you though. Was this a glitch that was in the original game too, or was it a glitch that was only in the remake?
I think it's only in the remake. I don't know. I never tried it in the other one. I did try
because I remember
the Mew glitch. I did the Mew glitch. Not in this one, but in Red.
Yeah.
Where you
yeah.
There's a way you could just catch Mew. Have you seen that? Because I'll show it to you sometime if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. I mean, we can definitely, you can show it to me again just for my footage. But I'm trying to remember. There was one glitch where you had to go talk to a specific trainer, and then it had something to do with Nugget Bridge, because there's a little patch of grass.
Oh yeah, that's Mew.
Yeah, that is the Mew one. Okay, that's what I was thinking of, because I was like, well, wait a minute, because I remembered a couple glitches from Red, but Nugget Bridge is probably specifically this one. I remember hearing about it. I just couldn't remember which one it was. I always loved seeing the updated animations for different attacks and stuff like that when each game would come out. I want to replay this, and I want to replay Emerald really bad. I just don't know why they won't put the older games on NSO.
Because they can charge $20 for it a pop.
Yeah, but we can't even buy the old ones. Like, Gen 1, 2, and 3, like they're not even on there. So it's like, well, what the hell, man? I'm like, I'll buy them individually, but like at least give us access to them.
Well, I mean, over the years, I think I probably bought Ocarina of Time like 5 times.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, back when we had the 3DS and the eShop and Wii U and stuff like that, I rebought a bunch of games that I already had, like physical and back in the day and stuff like that. I remember rebuying Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Crystal to replay because I was like, oh, I don't have to put a cartridge in. I could just play this version. So,
were you one of the ambassadors for the 3DS? Did you get like all those free games?
No, I wasn't the early adopter. I came in a little bit afterwards because I remember being jealous of my friend because the eShop never put Game Boy Advance games on the eShop. But if you were part of the ambassador program, you got like a handful of game downloads. And weirdly enough, a couple of them were Game Boy Advance games. Like a Minish Cap was one of them, I think. And that's the only way you could play Minish Cap on the 3DS. So I had started to buy a 3DS off eBay where somebody had been a part of the ambassador program, but they were asking way too much. Probably asking, 10 times as much now, but at the time I didn't have disposable income to spend on that. I love the 3DS era. I had so much fun during DS and 3DS.
That was where I mostly replayed those games because I worked at Best Buy at the time and I was on it. I was like, man, this thing is sweet. So
dude, it was killer.
I got him to store. They had one to store use to demo for people, and then I was like, well, you're gonna have to demo this game too. And then they let me walk around with it and show people. It was fun.
Oh, that's fun. It's kind of a cool little, like, outside of the box initiative thing.
And then whenever they took all the ads and stuff down, like the cardboards, like there was a picture of Link that I got to take home, and I don't know where part of it's probably still in storage. I think part of it's here, but yeah, it's just the adult Link that's just it's just standing, and I was like, awesome. I was like, I need this.
I don't blame you. That's the one thing I like now that I'm collecting stuff. I hate that I'm collecting it now and I'm not like at a younger age where I can work it. I can go work at like Best Buy or GameStop and like take some of those like assets, those like art, those promo displays home once they get rid of them. Because man, there's some cool stuff.
Let's see.
I don't know last time you've been in Target, but in the Nintendo section of Target, most Targets, there's a Mario on a flagpole, and a couple of those have been taken down over the years, for one reason or another. Because my Target still has theirs, and then you see them on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, and people are charging $3,500 for those.
Really?
Things. Yeah, because they're not commercial. They're not retail. You can't just buy them, and they're they're treating them like a kiosk or a display. Yeah. That's super rare, which is so irritating, but. I don't know anybody that works at Target, or I would be like, yo, whenever this thing comes down, you need to call me. I'm going to come get it, and I will throw you like $100 as a finder's fee. Because I want that thing for my basement so bad. Yeah, I'm not paying $3,500 for one.
Depending on what game it was, we would get kind of competitive over which one it was. So we would try to be the first ones to put our names on the back of it. That way we get to keep it. Because all they're going to do is just trash it.
Of course. Now sometimes Nintendo reps get really, really aggressive about stuff like that, and they'll take it down and they'll destroy it themselves and then throw it away. And I mean, I get it. Nintendo doesn't want their stuff getting resold on eBay, and having this weird aftermarket for the display material. But at the same time, like, it'd be nice if they just left it alone. Yeah. It just goes to people who want to collect it. But they have to have control of everything.
I'm sure they've probably maybe kept some portion of it for maybe a museum, because I know they opened up the museum, but I don't think that they may not put like advertisements and stuff in there, other than
probably not, especially not stuff that's out in America.
Well, allegedly they're emulating the games that's there on a computer, like on a Raspberry Pi or something.
Yeah, all of their old stuff. Yeah, somebody looked into it and confirmed that they're emulating those games.
That's absurd.
And I think they confirmed it was a Raspberry Pi too. Dang. I don't know how, but maybe they just asked somebody instead of putting it on their old tech.
Yeah.
They wanted to run smoothly all the time. It's like, wait a minute, guys.
Which daughter are you gonna go with?
Which daughter am I gonna go with?
Which starter? Sorry. Which
sorry.
Starter?
I got so confused. I was like, daughter? I was like, what are we talking
about?
Yeah,
which daughter are you going after, bud?
I was like, well, wait a minute, because I was thinking back to. I figured you were talking about Gen 10. And I was like, wait a minute. One Pikachu's a boy, one Pikachu's a girl. Thought maybe you talking about that. I get so confused. I haven't fully decided. I think I'm leaning towards Brout, the little grass bird. I'm not in love with Gekwa's design. It's kind of cute, but I'm not in love with it. And then I never pick fire as my starter, just out of principle. I don't know why. I have nothing against fire Pokemon, but I will say of the three designs, Pombon is the cutest. Like, he is cute as hell, and he's so happy looking. But I think I need to see the final evolutions before I decide.
It looks like he's just got one brain cell.
That'd be funny if they kept him that way like the entire time, even if he
just gets bigger.
This, like, right. He evolves into this like really aggressive like fire wolf.
Yeah.
But he's still just got like one brain cell.
Oh, I would hope. I hope that he's still quadruped. Like there's.
Me too. I hope they don't turn him into a biped. Well, Brow doesn't really count because it's already a bird. Yeah. Birds are automatically bipedal, but I really hope they kind of stay away from that. I was actually talking to my brother about this the other day, because they turn them in these weird bipedal humanoid, evolutions, which I was glad to see. Fuecoco's evolution didn't do that. He was this weird fire ghost alligator thing, which I really liked.
Yeah, he was cool.
Mm-hmm. Something fun that I don't know how you feel about this, but something fun that me and my brother and Josh Love did for the last two games. At least for Sword and Shield, we all went and bought it in person, so it was easier to do. But I ran my game, and everybody told me who they were going to pick. I run my game to the point where I got my starter, and then I could go save and get to the first Poke Center, and then I would trade them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and basically I would just run my game over and over again until they had all three starters, and then I would send over like the two that I was not going to pick right off the first bat, and then get them back from them. And then that way they all have boosted XP as well because they've been traded. So whenever that comes out, if that's something you want to do, we could hop online and do that, just so we have boosted starters and we have all three of them. So.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't decided on which one I want though. I think the bird is going to be a rock grass. I don't know why. Maybe.
Okay. That's interesting.
It kind of gives me the vibe of like a woodpecker or like a, I don't know, like a nut bird. I don't know what that means, but like I get the vibe of like I get the vibe of Link's Awakening, those little coconuts that have half sprouted on the beach. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I get that vibe, and it kind of gives me like a hard rock kind of vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think the fire dog, the Pombon.
Sorry, I have to throw this in real quick. It's a bird, right? So what if it evolves into a crane? Crane the Rock Johnson.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
If that's its evolution is a crane and it's rock and grass, that's what it's being named. 100%.
Yep. And I cannot wait for all of the for all the fan art of Crane.
Oh my god, I can see it. It's got like a big bill, and it's got that black shirt and the chain.
Yep. With one cocked eyebrow.
Oh my god. Do you smell what the crane is cooking?
Oh, so anyway, you were saying you were talking about Pombon.
Pombon, I think it might be fire ground. It might be a quadruped fire ground. I don't know, but I think one of my friends was talking about what its further forms could be, because there's like another breed of dog that's basically the same thing. It's just bigger. I think I can't remember what he called it.
Look at this Insta-ho.
Yeah.
This Instagram ho on here. The short skirt, like turning around looking at you.
I got a ball!
I thought those were weirdly suggestive, even back when I first played this. But anyway, yeah, grass, or not grass, but...
I think he's fire ground. I don't know what gives me that. I don't know. It's just...
I want to see fire electric. I want to see
cool.
some weird crossover, some weird multi-elemental stuff. And a lot of people are thinking Rout's going to evolve into some kind of chicken. And so that's why I'm kind of thinking, like, okay, well, if they go that route, he can't just be grass flying. That seems too simple. I'd like to see grass electric or grass steel or something crazy like that.
I think that Gekwa is going to be probably like maybe water psychic or maybe like water poison or something, because it kind of looks like one of those poisonous geckos.
It does, yeah. I can see that. They might go with water psychic just because it's a stronger psychic is a stronger type than poison. Which I mean, I know there's balance to a lot of them, but I feel like poison's often kind of an overlooked type. No offense, Nidoran.
Yeah, I think that I don't know because I haven't done any of the research, but I think maybe like there's not a lot of mixed water Pokemon. There's a lot of just straight water Pokemon.
Yeah,
but like not
true.
Other mixed. But I think that's just because of the nature of water, like because you can't mix water and fire very well, but then you got steam, like whatever Volcanion, whatever it is.
Yeah, one of them was like water fire.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to see more weird type matchups like that.
Yeah, I like the designs. Like they look nice. It's the first time I think I've liked all three.
I was talking to J Love about it, and he was complaining. He complains a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think they're fine. I think they look like starters to me.
Yeah.
Somebody online was complaining about them looking too simple, but I'm like, all starters look simple. Look at Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, the original 3 starters. Like they evolve into more complex things, but I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Again, Pombon is super cute. You can see some personality in his. Gekwa kind of looks like maybe sneaky and conniving a little bit, and then Sprout just looks like a chicken with no brain cells. But it'll be interesting to see what they evolve into. I like the designs. I do think it's a little weird. We're already getting another water lizard and a grass bird. Because we had Rowlet not too long. Rowlet was what, Alola region, like Sun.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we had Sobble. I can't remember if Sobble was Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, but it was Sword and Shield. But yeah, because Sobble
it's
Inteleon.
Hopefully they do something a little different, because I don't know, but just a little variation.
And again, not to. I know it still classifies an RPG, and it'll never, ever, ever be on the level of the Japanese RPG. But please put some more story in there. Like, make me care about these characters that I'm having to talk to all the time. Make me care about the bad guy and care about saving the humanity. The sanctity of Pokemon, and not have them used and abused for evil and stuff like that, because there were a lot of elements that I liked with Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield could have been a heck of a lot better of a game than it was. But again, that was kind of their testing, because that was the first, home console technically, entry to the series that they put out on the Switch. So they were probably testing the waters a lot. But some of the areas in that game, like the ferry area that was like underground with all the glowing mushrooms and stuff, I loved it.
Yeah, it was so pretty.
Beautiful. I wanted them to expand it. It was too small. And then they had the wild area, which again, they were kind of testing the grounds of like, hey, can we have an area, can we make a game that supports, supports the Pokemon kind of appearing in the wild and you interacting with them that way instead of just like, in patches of grass and blah, blah, blah. And then they obviously expanded that with fully open world, Pokemon exploration on Scarlet and Violet. But I feel like there's plenty of studios out there they could have tapped for resources and been like, hey, can you help us out with this so that we make this like super good instead of just doing everything in-house and then you get all the glitches and bugs that we got in Scarlet and Violet that could have absolutely been avoided, and how tuggy it got. Like there's just no excuse for that.
I think I don't know who helped develop, or if there was anybody helped develop the new Pokemon Snap, but there's a lot of people have been kind of comparing the water and the kind of the art style to that, and it looks, a lot of that water looks like that because you can see through it. It's clear, and like it's definitely has a shinier coat of paint on it than some of those other ones. So I think maybe whoever was working on that might be working on in the graphics department for that, because it looks great.
I will say, when I was watching that trailer and they kept cutting to the ocean waves, I was like, "There's no way this is like in-game assets, like in-game graphics." And of course, they always have a disclaimer that says this is not the final version, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But I was like, man, if this game looks this good, like at least in some parts, like again. Graphics have never been the problem with Pokemon. Like, yeah, I want it to look, really in depth. I want the Pokemon to look really good. I don't want it to look like cheesy little cartoons. But, again, my personal grievance is the story. Like, put some substance in there. But man, it does look pretty. And if that just wasn't like a souped up trailer to get people, pumped up, if that's actually what the water looks like in game, like I'm very impressed, because those waves look amazing.
Yeah, I think like because it's a 2027 game. Obviously they're going to have a lot more time to kind of work on it, and it's in this state right now, and it's going to come out. I don't think we're going to get it at the beginning of the year. I think we'll get it in like October, or close to around that time. So they're going to have a whole nother, they have the rest of this year, and then they have 2 years basically to work on this game to make it even better looking and running better.
Yeah.
All right. So I get a nugget here by completing everything, and I have a shitty magic cart, and now he's going to ask me to join Team Rocket. He didn't even. I think the other one you get to choose or something. I don't remember, but you still have to fight him. But
yeah, remember one of the games.
See, I soft reset myself because I mashed the controller.
You matched all 4 of them.
Yeah, I mashed all 4 of them.
Damn.
I'm gonna reset this audio thing. Quit, and then open. There we go. You should be back. But yeah, I just sit there and I'm sitting there imagining it, and it just like, damn it. Hold on, I don't hear you.
Oh, I wasn't.
Oh, you're there? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm still good.
Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, I think it looks awesome. And
I am cautiously optimistic.
I purposely didn't. Oh, it is. It's a timer no matter how long I open it. So let me try it again. Quit loop back and open. Okay. I thought I could try to restart it sooner before the timer, and I can't. So I just have to basically wait every 20 minutes. Anyway, that's easy to fuck around with. But yeah, then I'm just supposed to lose. And then I black out, go back to the Pokemon Center, and I have a whatever it's called. Shit.
The Nugget?
Yeah, the Nugget. Yeah, so I black out. Then I have the Nugget still in my inventory. And then I go back and fight the same guy. He gives me a Nugget. I just have to keep losing, and I keep getting Nuggets.
So the glitch is that you get the Nugget regardless of whether you win or lose.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose because I want to get blacked out. Yeah.
Yeah, but the glitch is that, like, you know, that's how somebody first discovered it. Is they lost, and then they, you know, blacked out and went back to the Poké Center. Like, wait a minute, I have the Nugget. And then somebody was like, hey, let's see if we can infinite Nugget.
It's going to take too long. I'm just going to do it, like, twice, maybe. Because this heck is just going to wrap me to death.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just self-destruct. If I just didn't have self-destruct this early, that would be nice. Hey, there we go.
Go find like a level 2 Pidgey.
Yeah, that Magikarp's probably too high level.
He's got some beef to him.
Nugget.
Voice system is pretty good in this too.
Yeah. I was watching a stream earlier. They were playing they're playing Emerald Sea Glass, and I was looking at the cost of the mints. They're like $100 Poké in not Scarlet and Violet. Well, probably in there too. But in ZA, they're like 10 grand or 20 grand.
Jeez.
Oh shit! I didn't plan on doing it again, but I didn't grab my Pokemon, so I gotta run back and get my Pokemon. What do you think about having your Pokemon with you, like all the time? Like you don't have to run. Like you don't have to run to the Pokemon Center to switch your Pokemon anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a lot more convenient, but at the same time, I'm kind of a purist. I'm like, wow. That was also a different time in the era where, you know, we would have to go to our computers to check our email, but now our email's on our phone. And
That's
our
true.
Are on our phone. Everything's on our phone. So it kind of makes sense if they would update it along with
that makes sense.
Is that going to be a new feature or was that in Scarlet and Violet? Like just being able to like select Pokemon like all the time.
Yeah, like you just go to your box. Like you hit your start menu, and go to your box, just like in.
Okay, yeah, it's been a minute since I played that game, so I couldn't remember.
So I think you can only do it. I don't know if you can do it in Sword or Shield. You can only do it in the wild area. I can't remember. Anyway, he's got a poison. I don't even know. I don't have anything that can kill that. We'll just let Charmeleon do it.
Oh, so you're just going to defeat him?
I'm not going to. So he can just give me 10 grand. That's okay. I'd probably rather just farm the Elite Four.
Yeah.
Once I get to that point.
Get a lot more money for it too.
But yeah. Plus, if I get the Amulet coin, it'll be even better. But no, I don't know what Xbox is going to do though. Like Phil Spencer, I'm just going to call him their chief. I don't know what they really are, their titles or whatever. But like he's like their chief person, and he abruptly retired. And I
heard about that actually.
It seems like it was probably like either you're fired or you're going to retire kind of a thing, because like
Yeah,
that was
he's
on the
forced
weekend.
out.
Yeah, it's like on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bizarre. And then
Very, very bizarre.
And then the lady that was taking over for him pieced out too, like Sarah Bond, whatever. Yeah, she pieced out too.
She was like his like right hand
Mhm.
person, and a lot of people thought that whenever he left, that
that she would take over.
And then like you said, he also pieced out. So like, somebody made a very heavy-handed decision to change the guard.
Yep.
And get him out. So end of an era.
Yeah.
And who knows what's gonna happen with Xbox? They keep talking like they're gonna put out one more console, and they're gonna stay in the console wars, so to speak. But I don't know.
I saw something, I don't remember what website it was on, but they mentioned something that Microsoft is sunsetting things like Xbox that are not AI related. Yeah. So I think they're probably going, and then there was reports of them saying that they're going to try to go back to exclusivity and go back to basically having a console and exclusive games, no Game Pass.
Well, they need to make some good games if that's the case.
Like, just by lowering the entry level to either $30 per person, and then everybody can play. That's still, if you got crappy games, nobody's going to subscribe to you, no matter how much it costs.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that definitely doesn't help that their current consoles they keep raising the price on. So I don't know what they're trying to do, because none of these business decisions sound like good at all.
I kind of think that they may have been in with that crew. Well, it's the AI crew, basically. You know how that rolls. I think they're just trying to make companies be worth shit or something, because they've lost so much value. And besides the fact that Bill Gates was in the files, their stock dropped after that too.
Which sucks, because there's a lot of people that work for Microsoft that are, good, passionate people that want to see this, do well, and game developers and all the people that work on games, whether it's acting or art assets or developing or bug testing or whatever. And it sucks that his reputation is giving the company a bad name, which, I mean, he needs to have a bad name. I mean, he's obviously a piece of shit, especially the stuff that came out about him accidentally giving his wife an STD and then trying to sneak antibiotics. Like,
that's
oh my God.
That's fucked.
Dude, he's just a gross little weasel. And I've heard things about him over the years about how cutthroat he was when he first created Microsoft, and he was going after different like business deals and stuff like that. And I was like, well, maybe he's just a really strong entrepreneur. Who knows? But what a fucking gross little weasel. Jesus.
But yeah,
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to roll back onto the whole Xbox thing. I think that they'll probably go back on, and they'll probably cut Game Pass, or maybe just rename it, not call it Xbox. And, I could see them just sunsetting the name Xbox and keeping Game Pass part of PC, and then just still sell the games. But and then just not make a console ever again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough
I'm looking at an article, and just to clarify, I don't think nobody with knowledge of what's actually going on has stated that that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, I see.
But one of the guys that worked on the original Xbox, he firmly believes that all the decisions that they're making are going towards, like, they're not announcing anything, obviously, but like all the decisions they're making, it's very clear that they are trying to very subtly sunset the Xbox brand without harming the like the reputation of the company and like stock and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which would make sense. You're quietly destroying the name of Xbox and its value to players. So, because if they came out, outright and said that, then people would be selling their consoles, and stock would drop, and that would be bad for business and all that stuff. But
it's, I mean, I don't know how. I haven't checked in on this, but it's the Hasbro lawsuit with their stockholders, because they were poorly managing the company too, and the stockholders were mad and sued them, and they were doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, like Xbox. They're basically trying to stay afloat, but then telling everybody everything's okay. You can still invest in us, and then they believe them, and they're like, yeah, I'll take your word for it, but your numbers don't make sense. Oh, well, we're just going to be adding do this and that and the other. We're getting all this AI, and everybody's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, we love that.
I can't wait for the AI bubble to pop. I'm so sick of hearing about it.
I almost reset my game again. Oh God. Gosh.
Is your audio okay on your side?
Yeah.
You've been fine this entire time, but it's just now starting to sound like too distorted. Like
really?
You're peaking. Yeah.
Oh, let me try now. I think I might have turned myself up too high, because I turned myself down for a second, and then I turned myself back up. So it may just be that.
Oh, you sound good now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I turned
didn't
myself
know if something changed or the audio thing kicked off and you had to reset. I don't know what's going on.
I gave it another quarter of a turn.
You put another quarter in the jukebox,
baby.
But yeah, on the Xbox stuff, I mean, obviously Xbox has had some really great exclusive games on their platforms, but they, for whatever reason, during Xbox S and X and Series 1 and whatever, they've mismanaged some stuff, and there's problems with Game Pass and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, I'm sure it's all a factor. And I mean, I don't want to see the Xbox brand like necessarily go away, because I know that's definitely got its dedicated, for the people that can't have more than one console. There's people that are, really passionate about Xbox. And I get it, that's fine, but I do think we need like a third competitor in the video game space. And you can kind of argue that Steam is that, but Steam, I mean, they're barely developing anything. They're mostly just the platform. I should say Valve is not really developing anything. But they're coming in with the Steam box. So who knows? Maybe they have a backroom deal with Microsoft. And Microsoft is like, you know what? We're going to make money off of this. And we're just going to sunset the Xbox. And then people can either play on PC or they can play on a Steam machine. And then we'll just call it that.
I mean, that sounds plausible too. I mean, that would make sense. But why they could the Steam machine could be like what? Oh yeah, this is the Xbox we're telling you about, because everything's the Xbox. There it is. Yeah, the thing's like $1,000, right?
I don't know if there's a price that's been released for it yet, or at least I haven't heard of one.
I haven't seen.
A lot of people are suspecting that it's going to be somewhere between $8,000 and $1,000 bucks. But I will say, D-Brand has already announced a companion cube, like, I don't know, I guess it's just a fitting that goes over the thing that clips on or something like that, but oh my gosh, that tugs at my little nostalgic heartstrings, because I always wanted a really fun, like, a companion cube replica. But man, if you're going to do it on Steam, because wasn't that, like, one of Valve's like first tech demos or something like that? Yeah, they Valve directly. So for them to throw that on there that's smart. But to go back to my other point about having three competitors, like maybe that's the angle that they think they can go with. Like Steam, you can pretty much get anything and everything outside of Nintendo games, like first party games. You can pretty much get anything and everything on Steam. And you get really good deals because things frequently go on sale. as long as you have the computer that you can, to run those games, especially the high end, graphical games. And then even then, you still get your Final Fantasies and some of your Sony exclusive stuff. You eventually get those over on PC as well. And so maybe you've got Sony is a console outlet, but they also have their exclusives. Nintendo is a console outlet, but they have their exclusives. And then Steam is just where you can get anything and everything. Because I think the barrier to entry for indie games, getting indie games on a platform for people to play, I think it's a lot lower of a barrier of entry to put them on Steam than it would be. Well, that was a cool animation.
Wow. Super. I think it was Superfang or Hyperfang. I think.
Hyperfang.
Fuck me. Oh god, it's gonna knock me out next round probably. If I don't get it first.
But yeah, that good job. The barrier to entry is a lot lower. So people that are indie developers can throw their stuff on Steam and get a lot of views and get a lot of plays and player feedback before gaining notoriety to go to a different console. So maybe that's how that's going to be the angle. But Xbox Sony obviously does other things. They make other electronics, they make their TVs, they make their I don't know if they still make computers or whatever, but they do a few other things. But they're primarily PlayStation, and they make video games and they partner with other people and stuff like that. Sure, Nintendo's doing the same thing. They're diversifying, but their primary thing is video games. And they're very lucky that they also have a shit ton of stock in the Pokemon company as well. But we kind of need a third console company that's also making really good exclusive stuff. Not to divide gamers or anything like that, but and who knows, maybe Steam secures some deals and no, this is going to be Steam exclusive, and you can only get it on the Steam machine, or only get it on PC, which a lot of stuff that's developed specifically for that stays exclusive to that because they can't get a dev kit, or they can't figure out a way to develop it for those other systems. But I want somebody needs to give Nintendo a run for their money, and somebody needs to give Sony a run for their money, because when it's just left to those two, I think there was an interview with the old president of Sony, and he was saying that he never looked at Nintendo as a rival, as a competitor, and he was told that they didn't look at Sony as a competitor because they kind of do their own thing and we kind of do our own thing. We cater to two different types of gamers, so they have their own little corners of the market, and that's fine. But if they're the only two doing that, then that means there's no competition. There's nothing to really hold them accountable. You always need competition, because that helps promote innovation. So, if somebody's eking in on Nintendo's little segment of the market, then they can't stay fat and satiated all the time. They're oh, we have to work to keep our audience, and that's really, really, really good for the consumer.
Well, that's what someone else was saying about the Gen 10. Some people were saying that they probably wouldn't look this good if Pal World didn't come out and give them a run for their money, and obviously cause them to be like, oh shit, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, Pal World screwed around, and they flew way too close to the sun, because a lot of their art assets were pretty much blatant ripoffs, and allowed Nintendo to play the cease and desist card. You want to toe that line so that you're like, hey, I'm a competitor. I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, legally, distinctly, but I'm doing a very similar thing, and look how more popular my thing is than yours, because I'm doing the stuff that people are actually asking for. So I would hope that Power World did have influence on them
Mm-hmm.
to up their game and make their stuff better. Because I mean, it did pop off and was very popular for a hot second, and then they freaking shut them down because they were like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're basically ripping us off. It's copyright infringement.
Mm-hmm. Did you play the new Pokemon Snap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I
that
lived
was
with my
it was beautiful.
who is now my sister-in-law. Yeah, no, it was absolutely gorgeous. I wouldn't have played as much of it as I did,
Yeah.
but I was living with who is now my sister-in-law and her husband, and staying in, and she was like,
Yeah.
you can come in the living room and play games whenever you want. And so one day I was like, oh, I'm playing this new Pokemon Snap game, and they were like, well, what's that? And they knew what Pokemon was, but so I introduced it to them, and we would take turns and playing levels and trying to get like better grades on photos and things like that.
Yeah.
And then one day, her husband was like really tired. He came home from work and he was really tired. And we were like, well, what's wrong? Did you not sleep well last night? And he was like, well, I came home from work and then ended up staying up until 3 a.m. playing Pokemon Snap. Where I was like, well, I appreciate all the pictures you took. All the
funny.
good grades you got on that stuff. But yeah, I got him hooked on that. It was funny.
I don't know if I finished it. I've got so many things in the backlog that I need to finish. And here I am playing a game that I've played like 1,000,000 times.
Mm-hmm. I saw a comment on Reddit the other day that was very similar to that. It's like, why would I buy I have a Switch too. Why would I buy Wind and Waves when I could just boot up the eShop copy of Crystal that I have on my 3DS and play that for the 17th time? But you enjoy what you enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's bring back memories for a reason.
Come on, Misty. You gotta go back. I gotta fight you.
I didn't 100% new Pokemon Snap, but I played it all the way to the end, like the final level that you take pictures of whatever Pokemon it was and all that stuff. It was neat. It did. Courtney and Jared were the name of the two people I was living with. It pissed Jared off though because we played that game and played that game and played that game. Yeah. There were days that we were late. Like we were all supposed to go to this like family thing, and I was riding with him, of course. And we were late for stuff because we were like, no, one more. Let me do one more. I got to get a better grade on the picture. And we would just make up some reason why we were late. And then when we got to the very end of it, it's like, man, those Pokemon really trust you. When you're out there taking pictures of them. Yeah. And the gist of it was just like, yep, they must really love you. And Jared was so mad. He's like, that's it? That's what we get for doing all of this stuff? And I was like, oh, buddy, welcome to Pokemon games. You sweet summer child, you must have forgotten what it was like to play the originals.
That's the kind of letdown that a lot of people...
At least the originals had like the elite.
Yeah. But that's the kind of thing that people think that One Piece is going to do. Like, the treasure is, the journey you had or the friends you met along the way. But I think Oda has said that no, it's an actual treasure. Like it's something tangible. It's not your friends.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I think my brother's a big One Piece fan. He said something the other day where I think he read something online where a lot of people are like, what if at the very end of it, mm-hmm. This all happened inside of the child or inside the mind of a child that's in a coma, or it's something like they open it, and there's like a pirate or something that's hanging out with the treasure, and it's like the real treasure is the journey you had along the way and all the friends you met. What a slap in the face!
I knew
but
better.
Also, like, what kind of treasure is so like seemingly valuable? They're going through all of this stuff to get this treasure. But I will say it's a great, like, I know it's not a game, but it's kind of like the gameplay loop. It's like the the episodic loop that you get stuck in. Mm-hmm. It's a great idea. It's like, oh, there's a seemingly unobtainable piece of treasure, and you're gonna go hunt it down, and on the way you're gonna find all these other bad guys and meet all these other people, and they have all these different special powers that they get from devil fruits, and you come across, different levels of adversity and blah blah. I was like, man, that's a recipe to have a show go on forever and ever and ever. And it pretty much has. Like, I don't know what the manga's up to, but I know even just the episodes that they've created, which are, fall behind the manga, it's a buttload. Actually, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I can't remember how many there is. I know that they have decided that this is the end of season 1, and they're not doing they're doing like a monthly, or they're changing how they release. They're not doing like a weekly jump. They're doing like monthly, or however, basically whenever they feel like it. Oh, I'm asleep.
Right. There's over 1,100 individual chapters that have been published in Weekly Shonen Jump, but there are 111 collected volumes. That is insane.
I got a handful to catch up, but I'm real close to where they're at right now. Maybe within 10 to 15 episodes. I don't know how long it's been.
The manga or the TV?
TV show. Like when I was off work, that's all I did.
Are you watching it dubbed, or are you watching it?
Oh, I'm watching it dubbed. Just because, yeah, just so I can get through it, because it's such a slog.
No, I don't blame you at all. When I was in Cincinnati, after my grandmother passed, my brother moved in with me. He was getting me into One Piece, and we got up into the like 200 episodes or something like that, because we found some website, because I don't think Crunchyroll was a thing at the time, or Crunchyroll didn't have it, but we found some random website that they had ripped all the dubs off of, and they were uploading them there, and you just have to watch some crappy porn ads or something like that. But we watched a bunch of it there. I mean, it's a fun show. I enjoy it. I would love to maybe catch up with it, but that's nice that you're pretty much caught up on it, and you can just watch the new episodes as they come out.
Yeah,
but they kind of cascade them, because you got the manga issues, and then you've got the subs, and then you got the dubs. It's like a cascade of when they come out.
Yeah, I got so much stuff to watch on Crunchyroll too. Like, I just get in those modes where I'll just fixate on one thing and then stick with it, and then switch to something else.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. I get obsessed with stuff, and it's just the only thing I'm going to watch, or the only thing I want to do, and then I'll burn myself out on it and just walk away from it, But I'm trying to find a good, this is related, I promise, but I'm trying to find a good exercise bike on Facebook Marketplace, because I want to put it down in my basement. And then once I get that, I'm going to resubscribe to Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go back through with Dragon Ball, and I want to watch through like all the episodes. But the only way I'm going to be able to justify that
you're on the bike
time commitment is if I'm on the bike while watching them. And at least that way I'm doing some cardio and doing something semi-productive.
Yeah, I think that's probably it, because I think I remember seeing that. I don't know if it was on the main page or not. Yeah, right there. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. I mean, I like these fits better just because of the hats. I'm not digging on the cowboy hats. Somebody said it was Cowboys versus Walmart employees. Yeah, I mean, I could see that being grass rock, and then fire ground, and some kind of water poison, or water psychic, or water dark. That's kind of like, yeah, I can see that too. I don't think there's that many. Is this one? These here are what, water poison as well? I can't remember either. Jellicent. It's a water ghost, or at least the evolution is. Yeah. I don't. This is one of those Pokemon that I knew existed, but I just now have looked at it and see its parts. You know, like it's just something that you just scan, that you go over in your head, like a little, yeah. Ugh. I don't think I've ever seen these before. I know I have. Yeah. Yep. But like go. Where's the big part? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. More specific with finding things, like you said before. Like it's not just a little pop up of four of them in a circle. You know. Oh. Okay. But yeah, I think it looks sweet. Well,
It's looking really, really good so far.
this gives me remake Final Fantasy VII remake vibes, just because it's a windmill.
Oh yeah.
But like you can still see
Oh yeah.
like the detail.
But if it's looking this good, you know, oh,
Like,
if it's looking this good and it doesn't come out until 2027,
yeah.
then
Like this thing is
definitely
huge.
try to like expand the. Yeah, it's massive.
Like there's a Pokemon Center over here, so you're like a speck compared to whatever this is, and that's definitely a big ass water slide. So that's cool. But and then just looking at the look of the rocks and stuff that was next to it. Let me see if I can find it again here. Like
They reached out to the Breath of the Wild devs.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just looks so
And they're like, hey,
pretty.
we want that, but with Pokemon.
Yeah, like little pillows and shit.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of neat little detail.
I wonder if anybody's ever like translated the PokeScript.
Oh, I'm sure people are on it. Like now that this is out, but it probably doesn't say anything. Well,
yeah,
actually,
like that. That's probably
that might say something. That might say something because there's a couple different signs that have the PokeScript in it. Because Pokemon Company has actually used that to drop hints.
Yeah.
On certain things.
That's just incredible.
Dude, again, the waves are the best looking thing in these trailers. Yeah. I don't know how they made it look so good. And they got lens flares. Now, all the Pokemon, well, maybe minus Pikachu, but all the Pokemon still look cel-shaded and cartoony, which is kind of fine because you don't want them to look realistic because then they won't look like Pokemon.
That's one thing people were griping
but
about.
It's finding that balance.
They don't fit, but I think it's fine. Like, you know, they ain't gonna look like
they look like they pop out from the environment.
Yeah.
Is that what they were saying?
I guess they were saying
like if you look there's some textures.
Yeah. I think they were saying like the background.
There's
yeah, like the background is just so detailed and then a different like style compared to like these. But you can see like the different like the texture of the scales and stuff on there too. Just barely. But that's just because you
Yeah, it's not like hyper defined,
Yeah.
But again, these the Pokemon they're designed to look cartoony. They're not designed to look realistic. That would be weird to have a realistic. Look. Detective Pikachu, the movie Detective Pikachu, showed how weird that would be if you had realistic looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
It would be
like this.
It would be it'd be Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
That would be wild. But they do have to strike that balance. They have to figure out how to apply. I think there's a close up of Pikachu, and he has a little bit of fur, just a touch of fur that you can see. So they have to strike that balance of like, okay, well, how realistic do we want the backgrounds to look versus how realistic we want the like you can see he's got a little bit of fuzz on him. So they can't go too far with it. But in game, the Pokemon are probably going to look cartoony. But I don't know. They showed the starters a while ago, and there was definitely some splotching is not the right word, but there's definitely there were some textures. Yeah, do Pom Bomb when they go back a little bit further. When they show the backs of them, if you full screen it, it was right there. It was just at the very beginning when they started showing them. Okay. Yeah, those, and if you full screen it, you can see some like splotching details. Yeah, it's not just flat coloring. There's definitely some variance there. It's not great. Like it's what I mean is it's not a lot of an amount, but there's definitely some there to give some semblance of texture. But holy shit, those waves!
Yeah, I don't know where it was.
Pretty. I hope you get to swim out to those little islands and like see the 2 Pokemon that reside on those little islands.
There was one part, obviously, because my eyes just catches it. I found some Poppy-in. I don't know where it's at. I forgot which part of the video it is. It might be after this one. Yeah, so like right before she meets so she's walking up this way, and it's like around here. Oh, there it is. It's over here. So
go back and do it again.
So like up here.
I'm watching.
Like
the shadow.
Barely.
The shadow popped. Damn, dude, good catch.
Barely.
Good catch. The shadow popped in.
But other than that's the only thing I ever seen, and these are supposed to be like all the best stuff, of course. But yeah, like you can still see some of those textures there.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be fine. Plus, it's Pokemon. Like you can't make them look that realistic. Like they're gonna look like goofy little cartoons.
Yeah.
I actually really like that bird. The more I watch him do this thing, I like that little bird. He's got some attitude.
I think the one thing that I like about them not making Wailord to scale is that means everything else isn't to scale either. So that's one problem. One thing I didn't like about Scarlet and Violet is like your tiny Pokemon were fucking tiny. Like
that is true. That is true. But I
didn't get to look at the designs of them. Like you didn't like. You don't get that connection. Yeah, or at least I didn't.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. That is a problem. But I will say that for me personally, I enjoy them being to scale because then it gives more. Again, it definitely comes with its downsides because then you get those, what was it? There was a really tiny one, the little cricket Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. I really liked him, but he was so little that you couldn't really, like you said, you couldn't like really like bond with him and get to know the enjoy the design. He was teeny, but I did appreciate that geez, you caught him.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I appreciated the difference.
Hell yeah, brother! Yippee-ki-yay!
He looks like a young, like not Jethro Tull, but Ted Nugent, young with that hat. But
cat scratch fever, baby.
Yep. But I did appreciate, despite the little setbacks, I did appreciate the vast difference in Pokemon size. just because it makes the world feel more like immersive and real instead of everything kind of generally being the same size. Oh, there's that little cricket guy again that we were just talking about. But I imagine they'll probably kind of, like you said, like scale the big ones down a bit and then little ones up a little bit and kind of meet in the middle to a degree. They won't all be exactly the same size because that would be weird. Because then that means that like Magmar would have to be the same size as Pikachu, and that would be strange. But they'll balance it out, I guess. Then Waves is sexy.
That's
even
like
if they're pre-rendered.
Like Charizard is supposed to be just like 5 foot or 4 foot or something, some kind of bullshit.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be that big.
Yeah.
But then there's other Pokemon that you don't think of being that big that are really big, like Onix.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go back for a second. So we were just talking about how good the waves looked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Go back to the temple, little tadpole guy. Okay, start from here.
Mm-hmm.
The water looks really good, but when you see him in the water and he jumps up out of the water, it's like he's floating there.
Mm-hmm.
That does not look like he's in the water. So that's a little bit weird. Oh, there's a Carnivine in the background too. You'd think that there'd be like a little like splash animation or something like that instead of him just floating in like dirty air. Especially with how good the water looks on the other parts of the trailer. But
I would think maybe in the swamps you probably can't go underwater. What you want to bet?
No, they're probably all just like knee high or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would make sense. It's too murky and shit like that.
Slowking confirmed.
I love all the in-game advertisements for like Pokemon products.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope it's not janky the way Scarlet and Violet were. And again, like give me like some meat on the story, which I know by now I shouldn't expect, but
the Burb is just
one can hope.
It's just so
he got attitude.
Yeah,
man.
he got attitude.
What a cutie.
We get all 4 of them, I guess. Oh, that's so bad. No! Go back! Whatever. I don't need it. It was easier to scrub. I keep thinking I might want one of those little. Have you seen like the left-handed little controllers they have for like people who draw with pens and stuff?
Yeah, I might have. Yeah.
It's like just a square with a bunch of dials and turns and stuff. You just hook it up to everything else that you're doing. So instead of having to use your mouse to fine tune, you can just turn a little dial. It's kind of like just a controller for all those shops and stuff.
Helps like makes scrubbing a lot easier.
Yeah. Whatever. Anywho.
You got it.